So, item B, intrinsic geometry, exterior algebra in 3D. Now, the item B, part 1, we will talk about the manifolds in general. Now, this B, part 1, this is lecture 7, you see? Attention now, from lecture 6, okay? I emphasized that the lecture 7 is a very important because it is applied to a very simple numerical example, as you see. Now, from lecture 6, you see this is a gamma lambda, the same notation as you did before. So this is a, I'll put the parentheses over here. Okay? So these are, attention now, Euclidean coordinates, okay? Capital X of lambda, Y of lambda, and Z of lambda. And suppose I know these coordinates, okay? This is 1 plus lambda, 1 minus lambda, and 0. So, step 1, calculate point P, x0, y0, z0. So you'll be, for lambda is equal to 0, this will be 1, 1, and 0. Attention now, this point belongs to the manifold M3, okay? So, step 2, assuming linear mapping, okay? We call diffeomorphism, okay, which has inverse, well-behaved. So that's a very simple, okay, matrix. This is square root of 3 over 2, 1/2, 0, minus 1/2, square root of 3 over 2, 0, 0, 0, 1. I choose that because I can, from here, get the inverse, okay? The inverse, I just, there's the first row, this will be first column. The second row will be second column, and so on. So you can check alpha times alpha minus 1, this is the identity matrix. So this is the inverse of this linear map. That's what it is. So, step 3, calculate point Q. Just go to lecture 6 and see the point Q over there, okay? So the Cartesian coordinate is x prime, y prime, and z prime. That's a notation I'm using, okay? Now, I can get this coordinate, just apply this linear map alpha to the coordinates of the point P, which is 1, 1, and 0. So I just multiply this matrix, okay? This is 3 by 3 matrix, this is 3 by 1, it's a vector. So this leads to this relation here, 1.366, 0.366. You just look at here, I already made this calculation over here. Now, attention now, you see? Let us pick a point Q1 in the neighborhood of Q. That's the point Q. Always remember, point P belongs to the manifold and also to the vector space, tangent vector space, point P. Now, to do that, to do over here, I already got this point Q1. How? I pick a point Q1 near in the neighborhood of point Q, okay, as I said before. And then I'll bring back this point throughout the inverse, the inverse alpha, okay? Just look at here. Then I choose, for instance, 0.4, and this is 0.4, 1.4, and 0. So this point over here, the increment is very small, okay, in comparison to the coordinate x prime, y prime, and z prime. So, you see, 1.366, I approximate by 1.4. 0.366, I approximate by 0.4. So, point Q1 is different from point Q, but it is closed. It's closed. So, I'll bring back this point Q to the manifold. So, I'm going to use the inverse. Okay? You just follow the calculation. It's very, very, very easy. Okay? It's straightforward. I copy the inverse, okay, and apply, attention now, not to the point Q, but the point Q1, okay, which is in the neighborhood of point Q1. Now, this is just easy calculation, okay, multiplication of a matrix 3 by 3 by a vector 3 by 1. So just look here the numbers, you see, I already did. So I obtain, this leads to 1.01, 1.05, which is closed. Attention now, this is close to the point Q, okay? I choose as many points as I want, okay? I will just, I'm working with only one point, close to the point Q1. Now, I bring the point Q to the manifold. How? Apply the inverse, okay? There's a linear mapping, okay? So we just substitute numbers, okay? I copy from there to here, from there the inverse to here, and I multiply this matrix, the calculation. Then I will get 1.01, 1.05, which P1 is close to the point P, okay? P1 belongs to the manifold, okay? Exactly like P does. P belongs to the manifold. Now, this is just a recipe that I pointed out in the lecture 6, okay? You see this calculation is quite easy to do it. Now, important observation. Following this step, we can obtain as many points belong to the manifold as we want. In this case, in the neighbor of P. You see, I can calculate as many points as I want, okay, in the neighborhood of point P. Okay, what I will do, I have point Q, I choose as many points as I want close to the point Q. You see, in this case, I applied for just one point Q1. Now, this is important here, the point observation. And one is this, the non-observation. Let's use the notation xi for the coordinates of points in the chart. Now here, I'm in the manifold, okay? So I just define xi for R3, I is equal 1, 2, 3. For R4, I is equal 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So, but now just working in R3. So, attention now. This is a very, 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 very important here. You see, these small regions around point P belong to the manifold, can be approximated to be also points of the tangent vector. You see, remember, tangent vector are points quite close to the points on the manifold. So I will obtain points in the manifolds. You see, I wrote here that's interesting. You see, these small regions around P can be approximated to be also points of the tangent vector. Approximated, okay? Now, in this case at P, in other words, they look like belong to the TPM, but it's not. The points of this recipe when I bring back, okay, from points Q, Q1, Q2, Q2, and so on, Q3, these points belong to the manifold. But we saw before that for a point P, there is a tangent vector space at that point. So because this increment is quite low, these points here, okay, can be approximated to the tangent vector. Each point on the manifold, we can calculate this, and they are independent points in the manifold. They are independent. So one point, okay, does not interfere in another point. That's why you never, okay, take derivative at points in the manifold. You see, because if you use derivative, you use increment. Increment, you just leave the point where you are. So you're gonna see now ahead how to obtain derivative in points of the manifold without using points in the manifold. I just use point P. You see this. It's very, very interesting. Okay. Now you understand clearly, okay, this fantastic, okay, concept of intrinsic geometry. Okay, that's very interesting. So again, the most important observation here is when you bring back points close to the point Q, okay, the result, they are points that belong to the manifold. So I look at point P, I have there a tangent vector space. So these points on the manifold can be approximated